Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to import your sheet metal box. So hopefully you've got your Corel Draw all set up. You'll notice the surface area here. This is 24. This is 18 to represent the cutting surface of our laser cutter. So what I'm going to do is just go File, Import, and then you're going to navigate to wherever you saved your file. Which should be on the shared drive in your teachers in your folder. I just put it in the downloads folder for myself. And then when you open it, you should get a file like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of move it up to the corner, because when I go to put my paper in to laser cut it, based on the material size here, that's how it's going to reference where it's at on the laser itself. So I'll go ahead and place that. Now what I want to do is, there's two main things with the laser. If everything is black, or basically any color other than red and blue, the laser is going to print this the way a printer head goes. So it goes back and forth, and it just does each little bit as it goes back and forth. That takes a very long time. So what we're going to do, since we have straight lines, we're going to do what's called vector engraving, which is what blue lines represent. And then cutting is what red lines represent. So we have to kind of change some colors and get rid of some lines. So the first thing I'm going to do is click the outside of this. I don't need to select every line, I just want that outside line. And then I'm going to come over to red and just simply right click on it. And you should see that part turn red. It should also be noted that it needs to say hairline up here for the thickness. If it doesn't, it's not going to actually cut it, it's just going to engrave it, because when the laser cuts, it cuts very thin, so you end up getting that hairline. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to go through, and I can hold the shift key down if I want to select multiple, and then right click on blue. What I want to do is get the center of my middle box, and it might be easier just to do it one at a time. Sometimes when you're trying to select multiple things, you may accidentally misclick. So if you do misclick, you can just either edit and undo, or just individually click each one. So what this is going to give us, this is going to do a light engraving, so that way we know where to basically where we're going to bend. One of the things that we want these two to kind of line up, so I'm just going to leave this line off over here. You can tell they're just a tad bit off from each other, which is fine, but all we want is just those lines blue. So the center of the hems, and then the center part of the bottom of our box is what we want to turn blue. And then what we're going to do is we're going to delete all the other black lines. So one of the things I found is if I click on that red line and I hit Control X or Edit Cut, it gets rid of that red line, which is often when I misclick, that's what I end up clicking just by accident. So just to kind of save some time, I find it easier just to cut that out. Not delete it, just cut it out, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste it in later. So as I go through, I'm just clicking each one of these lines and then hitting the delete button. Now I'm going to go ahead and paste that red box, the red outline back in. So if I hit Control V or Edit Paste, I should see my red lines come back. So this is what I want to see, and what you'll see is just a very light line on your paper box when you go to do the laser cut of this, which will help you figure out where to fold. And when we fold on the break, where this line is here, you're going to fold all the way across to where your side tabs are at. We're going to fold that whole side all at once. If you really wanted to, we could use our line tool here, and we could come in here and draw in I could come in and draw in my lines. and then I can switch that to a red. I can trim that up. And I could go through and do that, but really, since we're using a break anyway, there's no need to actually create those extra lines in there. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I should be able to then just go File, Print on the laser computer, and this will print to the laser.